Okay, the questions have been pouring in. Have you seen? The questions have been pouring in. Taylor Parker asks a good one. What do you do to find out if an audio engineer is talking out the ass? Come on, you know that one. That's a great.
How do I know if a guy's full of shit? I don't know, dude. I mean, usually when you talk to a guy, they want the world. But it's more so I get a rider that's full of shit, and then a guy that shows up that doesn't know his ass from his elbow. All right, here, I'll give you something maybe better than that. I've seen a lot of engineers trying to use smart, and they really, and you hear them talking, and it's like they have no idea what they're talking about, man. I'm gonna tell the story. I don't give a shit. The guy was on tour with, and he had this like little girl apprentice, and they worked for. I hope he watches. I don't care. And I remember the guy was trying to teach her how to use smart, and I'm sitting there like kind of over in the back just watching him. And after using smart enough times, you kind of figure out when the computer's own built-in microphone is the thing that's happening on screen, and you didn't actually select the interface. And he's sitting there giving her this whole lesson, and he's pointing at stuff on the screen, and I'm like, he has no idea that the thing's not even talking to his interface. And I tried to tell him, right? I said something to him. I was like, hey, man, you might want to check that you actually got your interface happening and not the computer's built-in microphone. And he's like, I don't remember what he said. He said something, and I was like, all right, just trying to help. And I walked away, and he says to the girl there, he's like, well, that guy obviously has no idea what he's doing. And I'm like, okay. You know, I walk away going, how the hell did you get tour? That's what I want to know. Like, honestly, how the hell did you get
this was years ago. I don't know if it's years ago.
Right?
Still.
And that's it. And that's a guy that's full of shit to me. And that's why the business is so disheartening, because it's like there's people like that out there on major act tours. Here's another one, and maybe this guy watches. If he does, whatever, fess up, you know. We're doing a show. This guy's going on the road with a mega star at the time. And he's not doing this day, but we're watching him, and the drummer keeps hitting his snare drum, and I hear... And I'm like, why do I hear the snare drum twice? What the hell is going on, right? And you don't want to offend the guy, and you're just kind of sitting back, listening, watching, going, this guy has no idea that it's doing that. He has no idea that his snare drum is like, so he goes off to lunch, and then we kind of start poking around on the SD10, you know, and I'm like, go look at what plugins he's got happening. We go to the plugins, the amount of plugins that he had on his main mix, like you see the rack just loaded up, and you see all this latency, and I'm like, bypass it real quick. I had someone go up and hit the snare drum. He hits it, we hear the delay, we bypass the main plugins, the main mix plugins. All of a sudden, oh, hey, now it sounds normal. Oh, okay, what's the moral of the story? Again, how is this guy on the road with a major artist and he didn't even hear that amount of delay happening? Like, he didn't even hear it. He was completely oblivious to this. He's staring at his plugin screen. He's all into it. He's tweaking. And it's like, are you even listening? How do you not hear that the snare is doubled up like that? Anyway.
These audio engineers come from Browntown, man. Full of shit.
At this point, I just assume everybody's full of shit until they prove me otherwise.
I was about to wrap it up. Okay, he's got another one. I was about to wrap it up.
I'm going for it.
Oh.
That's who we were working for. And there was the dude mixing, and they had this system engineer, right? And the system engineer, I had like 12 double 18s aside, and he asked me if I could do cardioid sub. And I was like, I kind of wasn't like prepared to do that, but I kind of come up with a way, and I'm like, yeah, I could start turning them around. He's like, well, listen, I only want to turn one around. And I'm like, just one? Right? And I had it like, I think they were in stacks of 3. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe it was 9 subs. Something like that. Or 10, 11, 12. He just wants one sub in the corner turned around. And I'm like, isn't that kind of pissing in the wind? Like, are we really going to get any kind of rejection if I just turn one around? And he's like, oh yeah, I've had good results with it. It'll help them on stage. I'm like, okay. I turned the one sub around, right? That was my first inkling of like, what is this guy doing? Then my second inkling is, he's one of these guys, again, smart, busts out smart, and he's trying to get the razor sharp line like this. He thinks he's going to get the straight line. And he was going for it. And he had all these filters, dude, and little slivers, and he's trying to get the straight line. And I'm like, am I supposed to be the one to tell him, like, that's not really how this works? You know? But again, Pretty serious band, you know. I don't even know what else to say. It's just like, oh, let me turn one sub around and get the cardioid effects. Like, yeah, not really, but okay. And sitting there staring at a smart screen while the band's even playing too. It wasn't just with pink noise. He actually had it going, you know, he had the mic listening and he had the main mix routed and he's sitting there during the show trying to get it razor sharp flat. And I'm just like, what the man? Like, what the right? This guy doesn't know what he's doing. That guy obviously doesn't know what he's doing. Right. I got a job with clearly was at their wit's end and had no one left. They had to take whoever they could get. And now you think that this validates your position in the world of audio. I'm a big shot now. Oh, I'm with and I'm out with and I'm gonna try and get and show this chick here how smart I am.
Oh!
Like she really cares, right? Anyway.
There you go.
Who knows?